Good evening. My name is Benjamin Aiken. I am a K-12 music teacher at Deer Mount Judy Schools. This is the end of the first full year for me of teaching there, but I did teach a semester before. I started in January of 2024. So we've had 3 spring programs, uh, 2 in Deer, 1 in Mount Judy, and I had a Christmas program that I put on last Christmas. So I have received my renewal of my contract. Yay. And I'm going to sign that pretty soon. And we're on the downward slope. I hope all you teachers have been having a good time and working hard and, seeing the fruits of your labor because I've been seeing that very thing. And all the kids are proud of what they've been doing. And it's just a great time. So, and here we are at the end of the semester for grad school also. So I am going to share my screen really quick with all of you. There it is. And let's begin. We did just have our spring program. So this is a picture of me and my mentor teacher, Nathan Wendell, the science teacher at Deer. And he's been great at being able to bounce things off of, and to be able to talk to about my personal path as an educational leader. He's got a love for music as well. He just loves all things and is very passionate about everything. And he's been a great guy to talk to. So also talking to him and this class has made the wheels in my head start turning about possible music philosophies. And honestly, this paper that I wrote in this class kind of set the beginnings for what could be a thesis for something I write further down the line, maybe a doctoral paper. So here's my introduction. The point of my paper is to see how we can combine music into all other core subjects. And it was one of the articles in this class, the one about the race to the top, that made me think, well, there must be a reason that music and art and certain subjects have been put on the back burner. And in the end, it comes down to, well, what do we prioritize? Nowadays, we're prioritizing mathematics and reading, which is great, but it doesn't leave a lot of room for the arts. So my entire thesis is based on collaborating with other subjects in order to show the benefits of music in interdisciplinary teaching, how music can benefit, say, science or reading. Because to me, and this is my music philosophy, that music breaks the boundaries of all of these subjects. It could be shared with all the subjects. So having said that, why integrate music? Okay, well, here's my philosophy. Music is more than art. It's more than the language. It is. I've seen it do pretty amazing things, and in the past, I've used it at the nursing home during my activity director stages. I worked with people with dementia. I've seen what music can do for the brain. I've worked with people with mental illness, people with mental disabilities, and I have seen music, well, for people with mental illness, it has been an outlet for all these things that they want to let out that they can't. For people with mental disabilities, it's been a way out of their shell. So I've seen people who normally wouldn't even want to talk in front of anybody come out and sing "Let It Be" by the Beatles, and it's been a really beautiful thing. So I have seen music in all its forms, and I know y'all have too. It's just a wonderful subject, and it crosses barriers. So I think that um, is where the key to everything lies. The key to keeping music in the curriculum is by attaching it to everything. So science, technology, engineering, the arts, and then math. So so basically STEAM. And I've seen so many amazing things with the STEAM application. So you can do these problem solving techniques that incorporate like engineering, like I mean things I couldn't even tell you about. These kids are doing, the students are doing, and it's been really interesting working with Mr. Wendell because he incorporates STEAM into his science classes, and he is phenomenal, and I could learn a lot from him. Also, working at Deer, I have seen the cultural and emotional significance of music. I figured, I'm gonna have to be a different kind of music teacher at Deer. I'm gonna have to be one who recognizes and respects, and helps give power to the kind of traditional music that the people who live up in Newton County have in their blood. And in the end, it's a very deep thing for the people that live there. So that's my thesis in a nutshell. So what is the race to the top? I mean, we learned all about it. We all studied it in this class, and it incentivizes standard test performance, puts certain things on the back burner, like the arts, but it says we will give money to the schools that score highest in math and reading and things like that. And that's something that I have been really looking into. It piqued my interest, and it made me think, well, how can we get in on that? It doesn't necessarily have to prioritize the arts. The arts have to be assertive. The arts have to push forward and present themselves as being important in order to survive. So I talked with Mr. Wendell, fellow teacher, mentor teacher, and science teacher. We share the same building. It's just me and him in the building. He's across the hall, so sometimes I can go over, knock on his door, and we can talk. And we have talked about getting together and doing maybe a music lesson on science, or like a science lesson on music. So he's showed me his ideas. He's got these different I don't know, these different stations where you can like bang on a drum and you can talk about the vibrations. You can talk about the way that the vibrations make sound. And I've taken out my guitar and I've shown them, look, if you shorten the string, what does it do to the sound? If you lengthen the string, what does it do to the sound? Okay, here's a trombone. If you lengthen the tubing, what does that do to the sound? If you shorten it, what does it do? In the end, everything is in waves and can be manipulated and can be studied scientifically. Here's WavePad. I can show you where you can actually see the waves when I press play. So, and another thing, Mr. Wendell has been promoting the composition of songs. Like, he'll sit down with his class and he'll say, well, hey, you know what? Let's write a song about this. Right. And so he'll talk about molecules, and then we'll start writing a song about molecules, for instance. So are pretty good. So also the use of Steam. One of my articles was talking about programming and the use of the Pied Piper effect, which is a little morbid, but it's a cool little reference to the Pied Piper leading the kids with a familiar melody toward a goal. And so it's basically using melodies that people know in order to learn. And it helped me think about the dementia patients and how, if you go down and you sit down and a dementia patient has forgotten everything. They forgot their own kids, their spouse. You say, well, hey, you went to church for a long time. You knew Amazing Grace, because I knew this already. But like, if they know Amazing Grace, we start singing Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. They like, oh, saved a wretch like me. Okay, great, awesome. We remember the words, but then you have a conversation with them. It's only temporary, but it's still kind of a glimmer of hope, and they can remember things that they had forgotten. They remember a lot more after they sing a song they know by heart. They learned it when they were a kid. It's like a time machine. It goes back in time and reminds them of what they forgot. And I've seen that in action. Language arts, of course. Our entire history, our entire way of talking, way of speaking, like it can also be hand in hand with music. So we got phonetics, we've got phonemes, karaoke. You put the words on the screen, you read the words on the screen, you see how syllables work with the rhythm. I like to ask my students, well, okay, let's take a song that we all like. Let's take a song that you like. Why don't you write a report on it? Tell us how it makes you feel. What is the tone? What is the subtext? What is the historical what is the historical context of the song that was written? Like, what does it say about that time period? What does it say about the people and what they were going through during that time? And it's great because you can also sing in multiple languages. So I know people who can communicate with each other who don't even know the same language. I know people who are living in China who can communicate with people who don't know Chinese by using music. And it is a shared language experience, it is a shared emotional experience. You can bring people together over a simple melody, simple harmony. And I want that to be my music philosophy. And I want that to be important enough to be able to connect all the important subjects together to validate the existence of music education. It is a shared human experience. The community of Deer and Mount Judy, they grew up on bluegrass. They grew up on Christian gospel music. They, people have this stuff flowing in their blood. Their daddy's daddy was playing guitar, singing these songs, and they listen to it, and they will continue to pass it down. So music builds a community, and I think that the least I can do is a spring or Christmas program. But I found the other day the students were helping me kind of clear out the back room. We got tubas in there, we got sousaphones, we got trombones, saxophones, trumpets, we got woodwinds, we got everything, pianos. And they found a Deer marching band banner that they had once had when Deer had a full-fledged marching band 20 years ago. And they marched in the Christmas parade in Jasper and in Mount Judy and proudly displayed it. So I was like, let's hang that thing up. I hung it up on the wall. That is a goal. That is a way for us to come back and build it back up and achieve excellence. And there's a little Dollar General that got erected, right after I started at Deer, and people working there, they were in the music program at one time, back when there was a music program. And I'm ready to bring it back, and they think fondly of it. Music is a huge part of the community, and the future of music education. It's one of those extremely important, yet not important to some subjects. So I think that the importance of surviving is in proving ourselves as being important in the language of the system. So we got to figure out a way to prove to the system that we are worthy of survival and that music is just as important as math and reading. Why? Because music is math, music is reading. Simply put, music is art, language, history, science, math. It's emotional. As I saw in the nursing home, it is cognitive and has social benefits. And it defies past, present, and future. It links everyone together despite their boundaries. So, and that's basically my thesis. Yeah, I mean, easily assessed. We just had a spring program. Here's the photo I shared at the beginning. It's me and Mr. Wendell. And this Ted Lasso poster that we both actually really believe in. And it's all about connection. It's all about coming together. So I want to thank you all for watching, and I think we're gonna do great. We all believe in it. We all believe in music, and I think it's gonna be a great time for music education because of the people that are behind it, that are supporting it. So thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful summer, and I will talk to you soon.